Hi, this is Mr. Garland, and we're going to take a quick look in this video about how to access Microsoft Teams as part of Office 365 online, and how students can access work, can submit assignments, and communicate with their teachers if needs be as well. So in order to get to Teams and Office 365, best way to do this is to just load up whatever web browser on your device you want. So if you're on a mobile or a desktop computer or a laptop, you should have a web browser on there. We're just going to type up in the address at the top office.com, and that will take us to the Office 365 login screen. So we're going to hit this orange sign in button just here, and that will take you to a box asking you for your email address. Now the school email address is based upon the students' usernames in school, which they've been given and should be written in their planner if they're in one of the earlier years or are new to the school. So it's either going to be a letter followed by 3 numbers, or if they are in one of the lower years, it could be something like 20 AA and then a 3-digit number. So depending on what year they're in will depend on what their username is. Just for a test, I'm just going to use this now. The full email address is whatever their username is at wilnecotthighschool.org. So it's their username, so B146 or 20AA103, whatever it is, at wilnecotthighschool.org. Now if when you click on next you get a little red error message saying the account doesn't exist, then don't panic. Chances are there's just a typo in here somewhere. So maybe you've put .com instead of .org, perhaps Wilnecott isn't quite spelt right, or there's a space or something like that. It's quite a common thing, but don't panic, it just means you just got to double check what you've written in there. Okay, and the password has been set in school as well. So almost all students have been into a computer room to set their network password, and that synchronizes with Microsoft Office Online, so that when it's changed in school, it automatically changes on the online system as well. Now if a student hasn't had the opportunity to do that for whatever reason, then they can have a quick word with their computing teacher in school and we'll be able to sort that out pretty quickly. Okay, so we're just going to log in with the password. Standard things come up in terms of saving passwords. If it's a shared device, so maybe a family computer where there's going to be multiple people using it, or they're using someone else's phone or tablet, I would always recommend not staying signed in. And also not saving the password. If it's their own phone or a laptop or a computer that they're the only ones who use it, or at least the only person who uses Microsoft Office Online, then it's safe to save the password and stay signed in. Otherwise it's going to be a bit of a nuisance for other people using it. Okay, so this is the home page of Office 365, and this is where you'll see all the recent files that they've been working on online. If they've got any recent folders that they've been using in the OneDrive, which is the online storage area, and a few other bits and bobs. This will kind of fill out the more the students use Office 365. So the fact this one looks a little bit bare, and chances are the first time someone logs in it'll look even barer than this, that's not a problem at all. Down the left hand side are all your app icons, so you've got online versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So if you need to do some work in one of those and you don't have them installed, that's fine. These are all online versions that are all part of the Office 365 that we give to all the students. There is Outlook there for email and OneDrive there as well, but we're going to focus on Teams, so I'm just going to click that little purple icon just to get into Teams. Now when you load Teams up, especially the first time, it will come and ask you if you want to install the desktop application. Now again, if you're the only one, or a student is going to be the only one using that device, then I'd recommend installing the app, be that on a phone, so it's available on iOS and Android devices, or if it's a desktop computer or a laptop as well. It just works ever so slightly better. The web version still works, but I would recommend the app if you can, but it's not the end of the world if not. So for now we're just going to click on use the web app instead. This will take us to the website version, and when the student teachers are going to be activating all the different teams, then they'll start to see more and more teams appearing in this area here, and they'll have a team for every group they're in on their timetable. So if they were to change science groups, for example, then their team would update as well. So they're only ever members of the teams for the groups they're in, which means each team has only got 25-30 people in, which makes it a lot easier for us to manage and a lot better for communication later on as well. So for now we're just going to use this test one. We'll click on that so we can see what's going on. We've got a little number 1, so there's something new. So we'll go if we've had a new assignment, but we'll look at those in a moment. Now what we've got here is a stream of posts that have been made. So we've got the posts section, at the top. These tabs across the top here are your sort of forms of navigation, and this is where you'll see updates from the teacher, or you'll be able to reply to comments, reply to questions. You can see there's a reply here already, but we'll add to that in a moment. And when assignments are posted, they pop up here as well, and teachers can share files this way, and it's just a sort of the central area, if you like, for each individual team. Up at the top as well, the other important one is this Files tab just up here. So if a teacher needs to distribute files to students in the group, they can do that. You see this little pencil with a line through it. This means it's read-only, so the students can view them and download them, but they can't edit them within this area, at least. So we can guarantee that they're all going to get the same file that hasn't been messed around with. Okay, so they can download these, add them to their own OneDrive if needs be as well. Okay, so they're the two main areas up here. There is an assignments tab at the top as well. And what that will do is it will let you see all of the assignments for this particular team. So it's only for this team that they're currently looking at. And if we will give that a moment, we can see we've got 4 that have been assigned, of which 2 of them are overdue. One's due tomorrow and another one is due on a different date. And if we go to completed down here, we can actually see the 3 that we've already done. And we can click on those and get further information if we need to. But that's a nice way of checking that you have definitely completed and submitted a homework. Okay, so that's the main area that you find in each team. And if we did need to reply to a teacher's message, then we can do that here. But we'll come back to that in a moment when we've looked at the assignments. So the best way of getting to all your assignments, especially if you want to see them all in one go from across different teams, is to click on this assignments button just here on the left hand side. So if we click on that and give that a couple of seconds, it comes up and it looks very similar to the view that we had within the team itself, except this time this shows us all of our assignments from every team that we're in. So if you've got an assignment that's been set for computing and another one for languages and one for science, one for English, they all appear in this list, and you can see just underneath each one, this little grey writing here tells you which team it's from. So this will give you an overview, a nice way of kind of planning out which order to do things in, because they're in date order as well of when they are due. So that's a nice thing to look out for. And again, the completed ones, you can see here what you've completed. So let's just have a quick look how we're actually going to submit one. If we start with this one about using the network, this is a form-based homework. And this is a way that teachers will send out things like quizzes or questionnaires or surveys. No special instructions on here. Just going to click on the bit where it says My Work, and it will bring up the using the network homework or assignment or whatever you want to call it. So we'll start here. My name is, just put a name in there. Close enough. Which class are you in? And then we've got some multiple choice questions here. Okay, so we'll just sort of tick a few of these. Personal email address is no, and yes, it is monitored. So we'll submit that, and as soon as I click that submit button at the bottom, I get this thanks, your response was submitted, and that shows that you have handed in that particular piece of homework. If you want, you can view your results and you can see your score straight away, which is nice. And when we're done and we're happy with that, we can just click on close up in the top right corner just there. Okay, and you can tell you've handed it in because we get a little animation up here and it says handed in just there as well. So we're going to go back, and now we'll see that assignment has disappeared out of the list and has reappeared in our completed assignments just there. So that's just a very quick form-based assignment. Other pieces of work, you might need to send something back. So here we've got a different assignment where the instructions say to find a nice tree and upload it, remembering to submit it. And the teacher here has attached a PDF file which the student can view to kind of give an example, or perhaps if it's a worksheet you might need that there as well. And then what we're going to do is click on add work just here, and I've already added a file just here, but I'll show you how to do that again. We can either add something from our OneDrive, or we can create a new file altogether. If we've got something that we've already uploaded to Teams, then we can use that, or you can upload it from your device. So if you've taken a picture or you've found one on the internet that you've saved, you can upload it from there, and you just click on the link, whatever you want, and click on attach. And like I said, I've already done this one here, so it won't let me select it again. But you can see that it appears in the My Work section just there. Now, if you realize you've attached the wrong thing, that's okay. You can remove it, and then it takes it away. Okay, so if you've made that mistake, it's not a problem. You can just remove it, and then go back to add work again, I'll just add the tree back in this time so we can see how it works. Just click attach. Okay, and the little blue bar flies across to show that it's uploading. In a moment. There it is. So that's uploaded now, and we can click on the hand in just there. And it's handed in. And if I realise again I've made a mistake, I can click on the undo hand in button, but I've got my little link just there to be able to do that. And if I go back, I can now see that that's gone, and I've just got these 2 left over, and again that's down here in my completed. So that's the basics of the assignments. If I did want to go back and sort of see something again, I can just click on it in the completed bit, and again I can undo that hand in if I want to, and then either add some more work or change it, or do something slightly better with that if I wanted to. Now at any point, if you want to go back to your list of teams, you can click on the teams icon on the left hand side. By default it will take you back to the last one you were at. If you click it again, it will take you back to the whole list of teams that we had before. Now the last thing we need to know is about replying to a comment. So here the teachers asked how they found the homework by leaving a reply, and all you need to do that is to click on the reply button. Well, as you can see, I replied earlier on saying I thought it was easy but got 0 out of 2. Could you please explain question 1? And perhaps since I've written that, I've actually figured it out. So I can reply again. Just click on that little reply link just there, and I can type a new message. Never mind, I did some research and found the answer. Correct my little typo. Okay, and we can just send that, and that will appear now in that stream, and the teacher can see, and other students in the group can see that as well. So we can get a bit of a discussion going about one of those questions and about how to do that. Okay, so that's the basics of Teams in terms of what we need to know. We can log in through the office.com website. We can access Teams from the little menu down the left hand side, and one thing I will say just about that quickly is if we have a look back at this home page, if you're on a mobile device, these icons aren't down the left hand side. You'll actually find them across the top of your screen if you're logging in on a mobile. And if you're using a desktop computer or a laptop and you're a little bit lost, these 9 dots appear will always let you click on them and go to one of the applications or a recent document. And again, on a mobile version, they're not there. It's right down at the bottom of the screen. You'll find the same sort of icon, and it will load up a little drawer where you can select which application you want to load. So whether you're on a desktop version or a mobile version, you'll always have an option either up here or down at the bottom where you can click on it. And if you're just a little bit lost and you've gone down a bit of a rabbit warren and you don't know where you are, you can just click on any of these applications, and you'll be able to go straight there without any bother. Okay, so that's the basics in terms of Teams and how that works. Should be able to now access assignments and be able to hand those in, and access each individual team, and use the posts to be able to communicate with staff where appropriate as well. So thanks very much for listening to this. If there's any questions, then you can send a message into the main office at school, and that'll get through to us, or the students can come and ask whatever they want during their lessons as well. Okay, thank you very much.